So, really quickly, tell me how familiar this sounds, right? Your first game on COD, you hop on, it goes smooth. You're getting kills, you're on the top of the leaderboard. Then, next game, it gets a little harder. Your hands might feel a little clammy. You might be sitting forward in your chair a little bit. And then, your next game, it gets even harder. Your opponents are sliding around and YYing. They got TTV in their clan tags. And ultimately, after a couple games, you reach a point where you simply can't compete. I can't fucking compete. And you go negative. So, you perform worse and worse and you feel more and more frustrated. It feels unfair. It feels rigged, right? Well, I mean, that's that's because it is rigged. But no matter how much you try and how much you sweat, you can't seem to get back on top of that leaderboard. Well, until eventually you sit back in your chair after being thoroughly knuckle fucked and you think, wait a minute, I played this game to have fun. I am supposed to be enjoying this right now. I have a very limited amount of free time per day to enjoy myself, and all I'm doing is stressing myself out. That self-reflection, that realization when you sit back and you realize you're not even having fun playing this video game, that is what is killing the game for a lot of people. It's no secret that Activision has some seriously nefarious matchmaking algorithms running in the background to ensure that you have the shittiest experience possible. Everyone in the world has talked your ear off about engagement optimized matchmaking and skill-based matchmaking, and I'm not here to repeat everything you've already heard. But over the past few years of playing these modern CODs with this insane matchmaking, I realized a super simple solution to this never-ending cycle of stressing yourself out. Just stop giving a fuck. No, seriously, like think about it. Stop trying so hard. The harder you try to control every single little aspect of every game that you're in, the more the matchmaking will just kick you in your teeth. You don't need to win every game. You don't need a 2+ KD every game. And you're not a bad player if you have a bad game. Does it feel good to lose? No, obviously, but it will only stress you out and frustrate you if you let it. You have more control over how you feel than you really think. During my time, I've had a lot of losses. A lot of failures, a lot of doubt in my ability to improve or ever do any better, and that feeling of being stuck in the cycle of frustration that repeats over and over again. No matter how hard you struggle or fight against the system, the powers that be just seem to kick you right back to the ground before you even get the chance to stand up. Wait, I'm not talking about Call of Duty anymore, am I? Look, I don't want to sound pretentious here, right? But the philosophy I've begun to follow in Call of Duty to prevent me from roundhouse kicking my monitor into a million pieces has a peculiar correlation to some real-life struggles. In fact, a lot of people that are a lot smarter than me have come to this realization as well, and it's known as something called the backwards law. It's the idea that the more you want something, the more you strive for it, the harder it is to achieve. One of those smart people, Mark Manson, has a quote that really resonates with me, and it ultimately captures the essence of what I'm trying to say here. It goes like, wanting positive experience is a negative experience, but accepting negative experience is a positive experience. For years, all throughout middle school and high school, I suffered from a lot of self-doubt and anxiety that ultimately led to me trying to take control of every single little aspect of my life to ensure that everything went to plan. I wanted so bad just to be happy and normal, but anxiety and my fear of change just wouldn't let me. It caused me to struggle so hard to ensure that things went the way I imagined them to, and to ensure that I would always be on top of what's to happen next. But if you're familiar at all with how this chaotic universe operates, I'm sure you know that's not exactly possible. I spent way too much time in my own head. And to this day, I still do. It's not something you can fix overnight. And looking back on it now, it wasn't the anxiety preventing me from living my life. Nothing was stopping me from enjoying my life, except for myself. I missed so many plans with friends. I missed out on so many relationships. I missed out on so many fun hobbies and life experiences, and for what? For what? I still don't really know. I tried so hard to keep people in my life who didn't even want to be there, and it was all just a waste of time. I was stuck in that cycle of frustration, trying to obtain something or reach some goal that just seemed to constantly elude me no matter how hard I tried. Well, until I stopped trying. I stopped trying so hard to control things and slowly learned to let things happen the way they're meant to happen. Rather than being upset at the chaos of life's twists and turns, I learned to put my faith in it and embrace it. to let those negative emotions and thoughts flow through me rather than let it control me. Instead of letting them ruminate in my mind and prevent me from experiencing life, I began to feel them and acknowledge their existence, but ensure that they wouldn't hold me back. And much like getting shit on in Call of Duty, failing is a part of the game. Both me and you, man, we're gonna fail a lot in life. This video itself could be a huge failure. I could post this and get 5 views and 5 dislikes, but you know what? If that does happen, at least I got a little more comfortable talking on video. At least I got a little better at writing a guideline or a script. And at least I got a little better at making video thumbnails in my pirated version of 2015 Adobe Photoshop. It's all a matter of perspective. And in my limited experience of my time alive, I'm only 21 years old, I've noticed that just relinquishing control, letting things happen, and letting your negative emotions flow through you makes the burden of life a whole lot lighter on your shoulders. Now, obviously, this doesn't mean that you just shouldn't care at all, or you shouldn't put in any effort for the things you want, because we all know achievements do require effort. But in order to properly apply that effort, you need to be in the right state of mind. You can't be blinded by perfectionism, or self-doubt, or rumination, or insecurity, or any other of these countless ailments. The version of me a couple of years ago wouldn't have never made this channel. I would have never got to interact with you, or see the positive comments you all leave, or have fun making content with my friends, because I would have had too much doubt, too much insecurity in myself to ever even upload that first video. Even to this day, there's remnants of it, you know? I still have doubts. I'm even procrastinating this very video because I'm still not sure if I should even upload it at all. But you know what? I think I will. As of recently, my mental state has significantly improved. I still have my struggles, as does everyone else in life, no shit, but something about learning to let things happen and accept whatever outcome may befall you with open arms, it's liberating. Like I mentioned earlier, it's a weight off your shoulders. It gives you energy. It fills you with an appreciation for life as a whole, both the good and the bad. Perspective is a powerful tool, and it's something that every single living person on this planet has access to. Things don't always get better, but that doesn't mean you can't feel better. You have the power to do so whenever you choose. Due to this perspective change, not only do I feel better nowadays, but I have this amazing channel where I can share these kinds of things with you amazing people. Oh, and my kill-death ratio is higher than it's ever been. All you have to do sometimes is stop trying so damn hard to be perfect, because at the end of the day, as everyone knows, no one is.